Hello everyone, I'm Javier Porras from BBA Group D, and today I'm going to talk about happiness and GDP per capita. How GDP per capita influences our happiness in our countries. I think first of all, one of the most important things is to tell us the definition of GDP and of happiness. GDP per capita is the total value of all the goods and services produced by a country in a particular year, divided by the number of people living in that country. And happiness, the definition of happiness is the state of well-being characterized by emotions ranging from contentment to intense joy. Now I'm going to continue by showing you a graph that helps you understand this. Here I want to show you the positive slope of the correlation between happiness and GDP. In the y-axis we can see the happiness and the life satisfaction. We can measure it from 1 to 10, 8 being one of the highest averages in the world. In the x-axis we can see the GDP per capita from 0 to 32,000. We can't deny that there is a correlation between money and satisfaction, but in many cases this is not the main cause. Now I'm showing you one of the poorest countries and the richest, as for example Denmark, Norway, or for example USA. Now I want to show you something that is really impressive, that the region of Hong Kong inside China is one of the richest in the entire world, although it's really not one of the most happy ones. It's 5.5 out of 10. And we can see how Jamaica and Venezuela, these two countries, are really a lot higher in the as happier, but they are a lot poorer. Now I want to tell you some interesting facts. Qatar is the number one country in the world with the highest GDP per capita, and Qatar is not even in the first 35 countries in the world inside the happiness ranking. I believe that it's really not acceptable, and one of the main reasons is inequalities. Also, America is one of the first ones in GDP per capita, and it is also the number one country in the world with the highest depression rate. Some people argue that poor countries, as for example what I mentioned before, Jamaica, live in a simple way with fewer worries and distractions, and that makes them feel happier than other rich countries. The GNH is the Gross National Happiness Index, and is a measure of the collective happiness in an entire country. As I mentioned before, the first one is Norway, the second one is Denmark, and one of the last ones is Syria. I can conclude saying that I believe that happiness is not directly related to GDP, but it is an important factor, as important as the environment around you, your working habits, your culture, your environment, or your family.